All right, so who am I? My name's Chris Albert, and this is the Warrior Soul Agoge. I started this channel over 6 years ago, and I did it with the crazy intention of coming into the fitness industry and becoming a wildly successful fitness entrepreneur. I was going to create some of the best fitness content in the world. It was going to be informative. It was going to teach people how to build muscle, how to burn fat, how to become more athletic, how to become more healthy. And I put my heart and soul into it. I would create sometimes 2 videos a day on nutrition, and I gained a little bit of a following, but we're 6 years and over 1,000 videos later, and I have just over 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and my average video view rate is about 150 views per video. Now, I should be downtrodden. I should be distraught. I should call myself a failure. But guess what? I learned a lot along the way. I got to meet some amazing people. I got to work with some amazing people, and I did end up starting a successful coaching business. But at some point, guess what? I got really bored. I was bored with bodybuilding. I was bored with fitness. I was bored with talking about muscle building. I was bored with talking about burning fat. I was bored with talking about ketosis and fasting and supplements and everything else that I was talking about. And I wanted to throw it all away. Why? Well, it's because I knew that there were bigger problems out there in the world than just trying to help somebody to get abs or just trying to help somebody to get a better butt. I loved helping people to become healthier, but I pretty much said everything that I was ever going to say on the subject. But here's the deal. I saw a bigger problem out there on the horizon. You see, I served in the United States Marine Corps from 1999 to 2005. And I saw what was going on in the veteran community. Skyrocketing rates of suicide. Massive rates of veteran homelessness. 1 in 4 veterans going into the VA system who were full-blown type 2 diabetics. And I said, what can I do? And I looked out there at what people were currently doing. And the thing was this. There were two, I told you I was a Marine, 2 forms of content out there at the time. All right. The first one was this. There were lots of people raising awareness, right? We had that number 22 that was plastered everywhere. 22 veterans a day killing themselves. 22 veterans a day committing suicide. People out there doing 22 push-ups every single day to raise awareness about veteran suicide. And that's awesome. But here's the thing. Awareness doesn't do much when there's a significant problem. We need solutions. Then there was entertainment. Lots of entertainment. Lots of dark humor. Lots of really funny clips from people who were extremely talented. Veterans who got to harness the sick and dark humor of the field and bring it out here to the internet. And I thought that was awesome. But guess what? It wasn't enough. If veterans were to stop committing suicide, if the veteran community is to take its rightful place as part of the leadership of this country, if veterans are to start going out there and creating more businesses and influencing their communities in more positive ways, then what we needed was to take charge of our own lives. We needed an empowerment. And so I had an idea. What if I could create a platform where I could do for the veteran community what I did for the fitness industry? What if I could create informative content, helpful content, inspiring content, content that would give them the tools, tactics, ideas, strategies, and initiatives to help them to take better charge of their lives, to become wiser, smarter, stronger, and more capable human beings who can dominate life in the civilian world. So the idea for the Warrior Soul podcast was born. But I remembered what happened with me in YouTube. I knew that if I just tried to dive into this without getting any knowledge about marketing, without getting any knowledge about building a show out, then I was going to be 6 years later with absolutely no subscriptions and nobody listening. So what did I do? I knew that I had to go out there and I had to find somebody who had built a successful show. So I went out there and I found Brian Rose of London Real. Now, if you haven't watched London Real, it's a fantastic show. Brian's interviewed some of the most successful and most accomplished and smartest people in the world. And I wanted to do what he did. So I reached out to him and I took part in his very first business accelerator. And I learned a lot during that process, and I did so well that at the end of it, he asked me to come on board as the lead instructor for his London Real Academy. Accepted it enthusiastically, and then I got to work. I worked with him and a team of 8 other individuals who worked with me to educate people from around the world on the art of online business, on building out their own podcasts, on public speaking, on so many different things that could help them to become stronger, smarter individuals. And so I learned everything I could about running those platforms, about building out an amazing show. And then I decided it was time to get to work. So started the Warrior Soul podcast. I started reaching out to guests, and I got amazing guests, guys like Ben Greenfield, Chris Bell. I got Les Stroud, the Survivor Man. I used to watch that guy on the Discovery Channel, walking around with his own cameras. He didn't have a crew, right? I got to interview Robert Greene, one of my favorite authors of all time, author of the 48 Laws of Power. I got to interview Nick Koumalatsos, Marine Special Operations veteran who currently runs 7 businesses and has a massive platform here on YouTube. And through all of these interviews and the other content we produce, our veteran community is learning what they need to learn in order to take charge of their lives so that they can show up as their best selves in the civilian world. And that's what this is about. So if I've been so successful on iTunes, if I'm reaching 100,000 veterans over there, why am I back here on YouTube where I've been really unsuccessful? And that's a good question. And the answer is this. It's because I need to reach more veterans. 100,000 is great, but there's a lot more out there who need to hear this empowering message and who need to become part of this movement. So I'm asking you for your help. And how do you help? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean pulling out your wallet and giving me any money. What it means is heading over to iTunes, subscribing to the podcast, listening to the shows. If you like the shows, share those episodes out with people you know. And if you really like the shows, head over to iTunes reviews and write us a written rating and review. Whether you're a veteran or not, your support through listening means absolutely everything, because that's what drives the iTunes algorithms. The more people who listen to the show, the more the algorithms favor the show, the more we get this information into the hands of more veterans. And if you do want to support us financially, we do have a Patreon account. But I don't take money without giving anything in return. So even if you sign up at $5, which is the lowest level, you're going to get early access to content, and you're going to get specialized content just for you. If you sign up at the highest rate, you're going to get me as a one-on-one fitness coach. So whatever it is you're doing out there, whether you're a veteran or not, I know you can benefit from the information we have. And just through bettering yourself, you're also going to be helping so many people out there to get this information. So many veterans who need this information. So with that, guys, I want to thank you for listening to this. That's who I am. That's what I do. That's what I've dedicated my life to. Wish you the best. Talk to you very soon. And I'll be back at you with some more awesome content. I'm never good at ending these things. Whatever, guys. Talk to you later.